And we are live. Shout out to my new subscribers, my old school subscribers, my TikTok family. Wasn't for you guys, wouldn't be possible. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes. Listen, y'all, you see the title. Been thinking about this for about 10 minutes. Listen, long 10 minutes, man. Anyway, I believe, you know what I'm saying, that men, you know, we get our messages directly from God and we move according to God. You know what I'm saying? I believe a man's instinct is greater than a woman's intuition. Now hear me out. Hear me. You know what I'm saying? Let me move a little bit past this. I know my signal starts breaking up whenever I'm here. And I don't want to start saying the meat and potatoes while the signal's breaking up. You know what I'm saying? It's been storming and raining for 3 days. Anyway, man, listen, a man, look at all that water. I'm telling you, man, it's been raining for like 3 days straight. But let's talk about it. A man's intuition is greater than any woman's, I forget what kind of bird that is, than any woman's intuition. A man's instinct, I'm sorry, seeing this bird just flying by, man. I gotta figure out what kind of bird that is. The thing is huge, man. What is that? You know what I'm saying? But listen, I was thinking about it, and men, we go off of, you know what I mean, the messages that we feel and we hear, you know what I'm saying, that voice in our head that tells us to make moves as such. And women, they're hive-minded, and they want to say they have intuition, but everything I keep hearing from them is, you know, I can do bad by myself, I'm independent, I got my own this, my own. I'm not hearing anything original from any of them. So it makes me feel like woman's intuition sounds to me like hive mind think. And men, well, you know, we hear that voice in our head, and it doesn't matter what the world's telling us. We're gonna be like, yeah, I hear y'all, but you know, I'm gonna do this. We do it all the time. We do it all the time. We go against the grain. We start new things by doing this. And women don't start nothing new because they never get this little voice in their head. They don't have God. I don't know how it works for them, but it seems like to me, I'm not seeing any evidence showing anything other. It just seems like women are just hive-minded. They're just getting messages from each other. They're just like, something's putting information out, and they're like, oh, sounds good. What's wrong with that? Whereas a guy, we'll hear some stuff, and it might sound kind of good, but we'll be like, yeah, I don't know. A voice in our head will be like, yeah, absolutely not. That's some bullshit. Nope, we're not doing that. And we'll move accordingly. So, in my opinion, humble opinion, men's instinct is greater and their direct connection to God, whereas woman's intuition is hive-minded thinking. Because if you think about it, every time a woman's talking about her intuition, she'll be talking about some pookie that did her wrong, and she'll be like, yeah, I just had this intuitive nudge that it was time for me to go. But you didn't get any instinctive nudge not to fall into another trap from a pookie when you've had multiple pookies before him, at least one child from a pookie, but you ended up with another one, and you're trying to, oh, my intuition told me to leave him after he did me wrong and cheated. Come on, man. That's dumb. That's dumb. I keep hearing these stories of intuition. Well, why didn't your intuition get your ass about that situation before you had committed that much of yourself to this kind of male? Why is it only after? That don't seem like intuition. That don't seem like something that's preventing the things from happening. It seems like something that's giving you an excuse to not be held accountable for you making the same mistakes. I don't know. I don't want any parts of that. I don't want to be affiliated. If that's what intuition is, men don't want it. We'll stick to instinct because you can't go wrong with that. It's natural. When you hear somebody say instinct, you're thinking natural, God-given, you know, primal instinct. You know what I'm saying? And that's how men are. We have instinct, primal instinct. I like that. Primal instinct. That primal, man, that's really nature. That's coming from, you know, all of your, you know what I'm saying, DNA, DA, all that stuff. It's like, it's just in you. It's like you just, I know, I just know. It ain't, I think, I feel. No, it's, nah, I know. Something ain't right. Nah. And that voice in your head, you know what I'm saying? That's primal right there. That's God. That's like, I don't care what these humans are talking about. You know better. You know better. You best not be doing that. You better do it. See, I get that. See, whenever I could do something wrong with the gifts that God gives me, I get this voice in my head like, so that's what you're going to do? I'm going to give you these gifts and that's what you're going to use them for? I don't think women have that. I don't think they have that. They're like, oh, I can just use this body to get what I want. Oh, it's a gift from God. I'm going to do it. That's not what God gave it to you for. That's not what God gave it to you for. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they'll use it for. And then they'll say, I heard some woman talking about getting a Christian BBL. You know, she said that Jesus told her to get a BBL. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Reggie? I gotta get this out, man. Been thinking about this. A man's instinct, man. You know, when I was talking to you earlier, I responded to your comment, man, which triggered part of this. I appreciate you. Man, these women out here, they have this woman's intuition, but they keep falling for it, Pookie. And that baffles me, man. It really does. Like, I keep thinking to myself, like, I keep hearing all this, you know, we doing this and we great, and y'all so tapped in, and da-da-da-da-da, and we got this power ladies, and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, but you keep falling for the same Pookies. You keep falling and getting fooled by the same stuff. Any guy with some designer on, a little bit of cologne, and a fresh fade, oh, he's in like sin. He's in, and don't let him be in a decent vehicle. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Her socks are knocked off. You know, so it's just, to me, I think it's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of high-minded think, and they don't even try to question where the ideology's coming from, as long as they don't have to hold themselves accountable, and they can just say and do what they want. Women's instinct, women's intuition. Woman's intuition. Is woman's intuition and the intuition of a woman? Absolutely not. Whatever y'all are getting your intuition from, I don't know, man. I don't think it's of God. I know as a man, my instinct tells me, you know what, man? I have a tendency to fall for a certain kind of woman. And I'm not doing it no more. I don't care what she's wearing. I don't care what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch how she's moving. And if her movements are of the same patterns of the women of old that caused me a bunch of problems, well, my ass is out of here. You know what I'm saying? You guys hit that like button. Hit that like button. It's important now more than ever. You know, whereas a woman's intuition will have her, after going through a relationship with a Pookie, go to college, get herself another degree, you know what I'm saying? Try to get a better job, go to the gym, start her spiritual journey, detox a little bit, and then be back in a relationship with another Pookie, Ray, Day, Brady, or Brad before, you know what I'm saying, you know, at the end of the year or 3 months from then. The same kind of Pookie. And then woman's intuition after it's over. Ah, girl, I knew better. I seen the writing on the wall, and I seen the signs, and I ignored them because I really want to give these men a chance. I don't want to give up on men. You're not dating men, you're dating males. You're dating Pookies. Stop conflating things. You try to make it seem like everything's the same, and then you be telling us, well, you got to understand women and how, you know what I'm saying, we're just so diverse, and we have these layers, and you know, we can feel things one minute, and then, you know, we'll know things the next. And absolutely not. We're not listening to anything that you're saying. We don't care what you're doing. We don't care how you're moving. We don't care how you're speaking. We don't care what shades you drop. Listen, I do things for a reason. I drop videos on here sometimes, and the guys in the comments, y'all be like, hey, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. And I probably wouldn't, you know, shout out to homeboy that dropped this comment. You know, he got his own YouTube channel. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you going off, and I support you. I don't know, but I wouldn't do it myself. I wouldn't sell this myself, but I support you. That's what men do, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro's like, look, I got my own beliefs, but I support you. I ain't gonna sit and argue with you. Women don't do stuff like that, man. Women don't do things. Let me go ahead, take a break for a second. What's good, bro? Yeah, intuition is more like, I want my cake and eat it too, and will shame others rather than see my faults and work on it. Absolutely. So we gotta like break down this woman code, womanese, and that's exactly what that means. They're not going to take accountability. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And they can use intuition. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's so fluent. They can use it as a crutch. They can use it as their weapon or their tool that saved them. You know what I'm saying? Double, you know what I'm saying? Double-edged sword. That word is shifty, man. It's shifty. So again, woman's intuition, in my opinion, is hive-minded thinking, you know, because they end up with the same pookies, making the same mistakes, hanging out with women that they know they shouldn't be hanging out with, but instead of just saying, I don't like this woman because they didn't want to come off weak or like that woman got to them. See, woman's intuition have them always working out of ego. And if you're operating out of ego, then you're not operating out of God. Oh, man, getting the downloads here, you know what I'm saying? If you're operating out of ego, you're not operating out of God. A man will go against everything he's being told, like, oh, this is a great woman. Look at her stats, her degrees, her job, all these different things, and you know, her social status. Everybody that knows them is like, yeah, you know, you want to make sure you get an American woman or a woman from a first world country or whatever. That guy will go overseas and get him a woman from Thailand or the Philippines or whatever, and be perfectly fine with it because God told him in his head, no. The patterns you've noticed of these women in the States, no matter how good they try to come off, is deep down, they have this hive-minded thinking. They call it intuition, which is really just trauma responses and patterns, you know what I'm saying, that the sisterhood is recognized. And instead of anybody doing any deep thought, you know what I'm saying, putting some deep thinking into things and trying to make sure that things are working good for her particular situation, well, it's just easier to just go off of what everybody else says. Well, we can't do things like that as men. You know what I'm saying? We have to go off of stats, logic, facts, put our emotions to the side, you know, and do and move accordingly to what's best for us and our overall, you know what I'm saying, dynamic for whoever's involved with us and our movement forward into our best life and our best selves. So, you know, whenever we're out here doing what we got to do, and there's some, hey, look, man, we get tempted to go out to the bars and the club. I hear women talking all the time. Make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're having fun. As a man, God will be in you saying, buckle down. What are you going to do? Go out there and spend money on some female that's just having a good time, probably has a boyfriend, a husband, or a man of some sort, you know, probably has STDs, and you're out here, she probably went to the bathroom, so you're out here rubbing on her backside, and her backside's been all over that toilet, all over that public toilet, her dress, her skirt, her pants, you know what I'm saying? It's done touched all that nasty crap in that bathroom, in that public stall, and there you are rubbing it all over yourself, touching it, and you know what I'm saying? Think about it, it's not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Now, I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share the live, and subscribe. Some of these lives are gonna be shorter because it keeps raining out here, man. I'm not gonna be out here getting soaked for a 20-minute live. So hit that like button, share the live. Remember, woman's intuition is just hive mind, you know what I'm saying, lazy thinking. They ain't got no real they ain't got no, you gotta have that. Men have that instinct, man. That primal instinct, that God-given instinct that tells us, that voice in our head that's like, what you're doing is wrong. Some guys go against it and they deal with the karma for it. But we have primal instinct. We have natural, God-given, divine instinct, whereas women have this intuition that's, you know, derived from a bunch of groupthink from the hive mind, and they just move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? You can figure out what any woman is thinking just by seeing what's popular and what's trending. That's what it is. They all think the same doggone way. I don't care what they're trying to present it as. When a woman's trying to get something, she's not going to tell you that in the beginning. Anyway, peace, love, and light, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Reggie. Hit the like button. Love y'all. Be back on here later on. Hit this button.